All right, in this video, we are going to work another one of the Knewton questions, and it says the graph of y equals f of x is shown below the dashed curve. Manipulate the green draggable points to obtain the graph of y equals f of minus x minus 5 plus 4, the solid curve. All right, so what I'd like to do again is just get this lined up to start off with. All right. And you can see then once I line it up, I have this point 0, 0 and this point right here 1, 1. Right, I'm just reading off the coordinates right here. All right, and so what I'm going to do is figure out what transformations were made, starting with y equals f of x, to transform that into this function here. Okay, and using the 6 transformations that we talked about. Okay. And don't forget that I have the sheet of those 6 transformations here for you to look at. All right, so starting with y equals f of x. Now, this one is a little bit tricky because you can see I have a minus x and a minus 5 right there. So to me, I would rather write that if they're both negative like that. I kind of prefer it to factor out that negative, right? If I factor out that negative, then I have this, minus x plus 5, okay? And then plus 4. I need an extra parenthesis like that. So to me, that lines up more with what the transformations that we have, okay? So what I would do is you can start with, starting with f of x. If I add 4 on the outside, that will get that 4 on the outside like so, and that's one of the transformations, right? That's this one here, adding k to the function. All right, and then now I need to work to get this stuff on the inside. So what I like to do then is just do the negative sign by itself first, right? So I do minus x plus 4, like so. Now that gets the minus there, and that is this transformation right here. I replaced x by minus x in there. Okay, so replace x by minus x. And then the final one that I want to do to get that x plus 5 in there is to replace x by x plus 5. All right, and that gets me here, which we know is exactly equal to this one that they gave us right here. All right. So when they're negative, both negative like that, or at least this x is negative, and you have addition or subtraction in here as well, I just like to factor that minus out, and that way, to me, it just lines up with the 6 transformations that we have a little bit better that way. Okay, so now the next thing that we have to do is to figure out what the k is and the pointwise effect for each of those. All right, so here the k would be 4, right? Here there's no k, it's a reflection, right? And then here the k would be minus 5. Right, we replaced x by x plus 5. Remember, to get the k for that one, that's one of the more difficult ones. You're going to have to write it exactly as x minus something. And x plus 5, right, is x minus a minus 5. So that one is this transformation right here, right? So again, it has, on this one, it has to be written as x minus a number to get the correct value for k, and that's probably one of the more trickier aspects of these problems. All right, so the k is minus 5. Then we need to know the pointwise effect, right? So I'm going to erase this. And the pointwise effect that we'll need to do for each of these, right? So for this one, right, for when we add a number to the function itself, the pointwise effect is that we add k to each y value. Okay, so add 4 to the y. All right, this one, we replaced x by minus x, so that's this one down here. And so what we would do is change each x value to the opposite. Or multiply by -1, right, the x value. On the last one, we replaced x by x minus a number, right? So that's this one right here. And so we would add k to each y value. So the k, right, was -5. So we would add -5. I think I said y, but it should be 2x. Yeah, add k to each x value. All right, so we would add -5 to each x value. And so that's what we'd do to these points, all right? So going back through and look at the points that we have. We were given 2 points, right, on the graph of the original one. So again, make sure that you line up your, I like to line my original, right, up with this here. And yeah, so it's kind of funky if you don't do that. So make sure and get it lined up. And the 2 points that they've given me to transform are 0, 0, and 1, 1. Okay, so I'm going to write those over here. 0, 0, and 1, 1. And I'm going to go through and do all the things I'm supposed to. All right, so add 4 to the y value. So that would be 0, 4, right? Change the x to the opposite. Well, the x is 0, right? So the opposite of 0 is 0. So that really wouldn't change anything. And then add -5 to the x, right? So 0 plus -5 is that. So 0, 0 gets moved to -5, 4. All right, and then 1, 1, we would add 1 to the y value. So that would be 1, 5, right? Adding 1 to the y value. We would change x to the opposite. So that would be -1, 5. And then add -5 to the x. So -5 and -5, to the x. So that would be -1 plus a -5 would be a -6, right? Like so. All right, so the point 1, 1 would go to -6, -5. All right, so now what we need to do is go back and drag the point 0, 0 to -5, 4, and the point 1, 1 to -6, 5. So 0, 0, right, is going to go to -5, 4. So 0, 0 is going to go to -5, +4. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Okay, so that looks good. Then 1, 1, which was the other point originally, it's going to go to -6, +5. So right over here, like so. Okay, and so that should be it. And there we go.